Today I'm gonna make some marquee letters, or I'm just gonna buy the wood for the marquee letters. I'm gonna head over to Home Depot, get that done. First things first, we're gonna unload the van. I had a paint job this week, so we're gonna have to get rid of all this stuff, and we'll head over to Home Depot. So I'm headed over to Home Depot right now to grab the stuff for the marquee letters. I gotta get a couple more things for the house as well. It's gonna be a pretty busy week. I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do on the computer. I have to make business cards. We're running low on business cards. I have to make new shirts for the season. Also, I have to order some more chairs. I'm thinking about getting some brown chairs just to have, because a lot of times we'll get some backyard rentals, outdoor rentals that they don't really care if the chairs are white. So I'm thinking about renting those out for $1.75 compared to what we usually do for the white chairs, which is $2 a piece. Alright, so I'm at Home Depot. I picked up 2 of these sheets. I'm going to have this guy cut one of them into 4-inch strips, which is going to save me a bunch of time, so I don't have to do that at the shop. This is what a 4-inch strip looks like after it's been cut. Like I said, I'm only doing 1 sheet. The other one's going to be used for the backing of the marquee letter. Now let me go ahead and print out the template for the number. Today I'm going to do the number 0. Now I bought these templates online and it makes it so much easier. You just print everything out and they have numbers. This one had like 1 through 20, I want to say. Then you could just go ahead and lay them out and start taping them together to make your template for the backing. Now I'm just using regular packing tape. Then you just go in order 1, 2, 3, then the next row 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now after everything is taped, you can use some scissors or a razor blade. Here I'm using a blade from the utility knife and a straight edge just to cut out the template. Alrighty. Alright, so now that I cut out the 0, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this down and trace it with the pencil so that I can cut it out, and then we'll have the backing for the 0. Now that everything's traced, I'm going to go ahead and just cut everything out. I don't have the most expensive tools, but it works. Now one habit you want to get into every time you cut this plywood, you always want to sand the edges. Alright. Now that I sanded everything down, sanded the edges a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and cut the pieces that we had the guy at Home Depot cut for us into 4-inch strips, right? That's going to end up being the walls. So I'm going to cut those. They're going to have the angle. I'm going to use my miter saw for that, and then I'm going to go ahead and nail and glue the walls together. I'll still have to order the LED lights. Then we want to prime this and paint. We're good to go. once I cut everything into the length that I needed, I'll go ahead and use some wood glue just to go along the edge. Then I'll clamp it down and use the brad nailer with 2-inch nails to hold everything in place. And once that glue dries, that stuff is solid. I want to say the most difficult part when you're doing this is finding the angles. But once you find that first angle, the rest is pretty easy, I want to say. Now mind you, I'm not big on woodworking. Like, I don't do a lot of woodworking stuff, so if I can do it, you can pretty much do it too. Now here I'm using a nail sinker. It's a spring. You just pull on one end, and what it does, it works like a hammer. Just in case you have some nails sticking out still, or they popped out on the other side, you just sink them like this, and it's nice because you can get into those hard to reach places that your regular hammer wouldn't get to. All right, so now that I sanded everything down, I'm gonna use some wood filler and go along the edges. Every edge, every crease and whatever, let that dry, sand it down, and then put the caulk down in here. I'm just going to use white acrylic caulk for that, paintable white acrylic caulk. Now once the wood fill is all dried up, I'm going to go ahead and sand it again using some 80 grit sandpaper. And then I'm going to go ahead and caulk everything with the white acrylic caulk, which is paintable. Okay, so I was gonna originally finish that number today, but at least get into the priming and painting, but I came across some uplights on Facebook Marketplace. Now, these uplights, we've been talking about adding these to our rental service, especially when we're gonna start renting out the big blow-up tent that we just bought last year. They go for around $2,000. We're getting 12 of them. The guy's selling them for $1,200, but I talked them down to $900. Hopefully they're in good condition, or good enough condition so that we can use them. They are battery operated from what he said, and I'm really excited to check these out. So I'm gonna go pick those up and let's see what they're about. All right, these are the uplights I was just talking about. I picked these up. The guy was super cool. We actually ended up having some mutual friends, so that conversation was pretty cool. I I'm pretty happy with these. I'm not gonna lie. JD's gonna love these. Like I said, these are battery operated. And check out that color, huh? Nice. Obviously you can change the color. Let's see. Look at that. Love that. Perfect. These are going to be a great add-on to our rentals. I think what we're going to do is probably going to do, since we have 12 of these, we're going to do where you can rent 12 or 6. Also, we're going to use these for photo booths, events, and stuff like that. I love that they are battery operated, right? You can charge these or you can hook them up. And you can hook them up to match your sound. So whenever there's music playing, the color will change. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm super excited about these. And these cost about $2 grand if you buy them new. I paid $900 for them. I think that's a come up. You can get cheaper ones too. I saw some on Amazon which are around $50 a piece. You get yourself 5, maybe 10 of those to start off with. Perfect. All right, I'm back in the shop. I'm about to prime this Marquee Number. I'm going to be using this Extreme Bond primer. Now this primer is gray. Reason being is whenever we do the carnival games, they're a bright red. Red is a very tough color to do, so you want to use a dark gray primer just so you don't have to do like 50 coats. But I'm going to use this on this letter. The number is going to end up being white. So, but that doesn't really make a difference. So you can use the gray primer, white primer, whichever one you have. But definitely suggest using any Extreme Bond primer. All right, so now the primer is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly sand all the imperfections with this 220 grit sandpaper, just to get it nice and smooth. Then I'm gonna go ahead and paint it with this emerald urethane paint. So this is a urethane modified paint. This is semi-gloss finish, but this is, like I said, a urethane modified paint. It's kind of like an oil-based paint, which is super durable. Oil paint might be the most durable paint next to an epoxy. But like this is a water-based paint, so it's nice and easy to work with. Doesn't stink like a oil-based paint. I'm gonna use a brush and my roller, 3/8 inch neck roller.